Hello, friends. Welcome back for some more of our pain colony. We are well into cycle 600s region. That's what I call that number. We've been going at an okay pace, but in this video, I think we're going to try to pick up the pace a little bit. We're going to try to do just some projects around the base and get us ready for the later phases of the game. And also what I think we're going to be doing is trying to check off as many achievements as possible. Now, here are the rules of the run, by the way. I have to play on the hardest asteroid, on really bad seed, on the highest difficulty settings. Lots of other restrictions here, but we also need to get 100% of the achievements. And thus far, the achievements that we have gotten have just been either where we have to build our entire strategy around it, or just by happenstance. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to check off a whole bunch of achievements from this list and get a bunch of them out of the way while doing some other smaller projects. Our base still has the scars of basically doing the achievement openers and having a really weird shape to everything. So I'm going to try to clean that up in this video as well, and it'll force us to do some weird stuff for some of these achievements. There are some achievements to make every single duplicant wear, or rather do an errand in a suit. So we're probably going to set up something weird just for that. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we could get in here, and I think this might just be a little bit of an experiment to see how many achievements we can get in one video here really quickly. So what I think I'm going to do is just kind of go in order and grab the ones that I think are reachable right now. So like any of these three are not really reachable yet. I just don't have the resources, and we don't have everything else that we would need to get these three. These are the big ones that basically are the end of the game, so we won't be getting there for a while. We could potentially launch a rocket, but just to launch it for the sake of launching it, I don't know. Let's see. Actually, maybe that's not the worst idea, because I could just build a really small rocket and just launch it and send them back and not really do anything with it, so maybe we'll do that. But one of the easiest ones that we could get right now is just going to be having duplicants all wearing non-default clothing. So we could grab that one really quickly, and we could also get... There was one more. We won't be able to get Critter Whisperer, even though we have tamed a bunch of them on here. There's only a few left. We just won't have access to all of them quite yet. Let's see... Oh, we can build one of each room. So we can do the Get a Room achievement, and we can do the Nowhere to Go achievement, and we can do the Space Race achievement. So let's shoot for those really quickly. In the meantime, I'm just going to be continuing to explore the map. There are more geysers to look out for, so let's see what this is. And as soon as I know, then you'll know as well. We'll kind of unveil those tiles here, and we'll come back in a bit, but... yeah, some other things I could be doing in the meantime. I could have my researcher get on top of these geysers just to get the extra data banks. I did have a question about how I was able to get research for that. So the research for any of these that are on the orange research, basically you need data banks for it, and you can get data banks from researching these geysers or analyzing it, whatever. So that's how I was able to get what I had so far. So we could get a little bit more that way, but we will eventually need some kind of space setup to get that. So yeah, I think that's going to be the plan for this. So let's start off with some of the easy stuff. We'll get our duplicants all wearing some clothes here. I'll kind of make them off camera here really quickly. And we'll start getting our little rocket area set up just so we can launch a rocket really quickly and then send it back just to get the achievement. So yay, let's check some boxes this time. Okay, in the middle of our reshaping of our food area, just to make it a little bit more consistent. We're also going to gain all this space back that we can use for some other stuff here in the future. So yeah, making progress there. Let's get one of these achievements real quick, which is just going to be assigning everybody a suit. And once a whole bunch of people put them on, we should get it. So this is just peak entertainment right here, watching me click through menus. I think that's more than 8, so we should be good. Okay, so once everybody puts that on, we should get it the achievement. They should all be in their snazzy suits. I'm not going to worry about continuing to make these, by the way. Not really much of a point, I guess. Shouldn't that be it? Don't we have a bunch of them wearing it now? What's going on? Only 7? No way. I swear that was more than 7. Someone didn't put theirs on. That's why. Whose is this? Turner? Get down here. Alright, doubles and troubles. Come save the day. Whoops. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, well, we're gonna get this here in just a second. That was the least graceful way. Turner was just like, hey, I'll get my clothes on. Yeah, just kidding. No. There we go. Yes! Ah, greatest achievement ever. Everyone's wearing non-default clothing. There you go. I wear non-default clothing every day. Okay, as you've seen, we're getting a little rocket launching pad area going. I'm just gonna wall off a little section underneath it so that if any heat gets through, it'll just be contained in this little area and then we'll just let it out eventually. So yeah, this is just gonna be a really simple setup. All we need to do is just build enough so that we can fit a little rocket here and just launch it and get the achievement. We're waiting for the parts to actually build this rocket. So, oh, we just got it. There we go. So just carbon dioxide engine. We could probably throw a battery on this just to make sure that whoever is in there is not under any duress. We could throw some solar panels on it, which is pretty standard. Whoops, I don't know. I'm trying to deconstruct all this slime. Then at the top, what we can do to try to farm a achievement is... one of the achievements is just have a meteor hit your bunker doors. So we'll just throw those up here really quickly in hopes that we get an impact and we can get that achievement out of the way really quickly. We'd probably get it anyway, but since the whole gimmick of this video is to get as many achievements in one as possible, we're going to do that. So yeah, just going to try to get a 2-for-1 here. Alright, we've hit the time where we're going to be talking about our ventilation system really quick. Talked about this twice already in the 2 walkthrough series that I've done, but let's cover it really quick here. So the idea is we're basically at the bottom of the map except for all the really cold ice and stuff like that. I'm not going to get in there quite yet because I don't really have a reason to go in there, but we will get in there eventually. But now that we are at the quote-unquote bottom of the map, the thing I'm going to be doing is putting a gas pump and a little bit of automation down here, and this gas pump is going to be responsible for getting rid of all of our carbon dioxide and chlorine and all the junk that's going to settle at the bottom of our base. So with that setup, we're going to send it up here, we're going to filter it, we're going to store some of it, but some of this is going to be for rocket fuel, so that we can send it into our rocket, which is going to be a carbon dioxide rocket. We should have plenty of carbon dioxide kind of sitting around, and that'll also mean that I can get rid of these carbon skimmers, so I did get rid of them already. Sorry, the overlay is still on. But let's talk about the automation here really quickly. So basically, we're going to put in a gas element sensor down. I'm going to set it to detect oxygen, then I'm going to have it pass through a NOT gate and then a filter gate. The reason I'm going to do this, and the kind of English version of what this does, is it says, if at this tile is anything other than oxygen for a set amount of time, then turn the pump on. So once oxygen finally gets all the way down here, this pump won't be running anymore because we'll have gotten rid of everything that's going to be sitting at the bottom of the base. So yeah, I've talked about this a few times. The idea is we're going to pump it all out, we're going to send it up the line here, and then we're going to filter it using a couple of gas pipe element sensors and shutoffs. Basically, when the element that we want gets detected, it gets pulled down on the shutoff, assuming there's space here. And then we will throw it in these tanks, and then those tanks will lead out to other places, such as out to our rocket, so we can fill it up with carbon dioxide, and keep a bunch more on hands for other rockets. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that and kind of give some context to the build that's coming up here, as I'm kind of like trying out this style for this video, which is like lots of little projects, but also hopefully keeping it visually interesting as we go. Man, 73 shine nymph eggs. This is really getting crazy. Okay, anyway, we'll get that built, and we will get the rocket launched here in a minute. If we happen to get hit by a meteor and one of our doors blocks it, then we will celebrate the achievement. Okay, pipes are all built. We'll just kind of run through this really quick. So gas element sensor is set to oxygen. So it's on a NOT gate, or rather there's a NOT gate right behind it, which basically says if it's detecting not oxygen, then make this pump be on, but only after we've been detecting that for 30 seconds. So it's pumping the stuff up here, and by stuff I just mean different gases. Then it's going to get evaluated at these 2 points here. The first one's just checking for chlorine. The second one's checking for carbon dioxide. If the packet that's coming through is carbon dioxide, this will turn the shutoff on, which is a weird thing to say. And it'll just head into these tanks and then all the way up and out into our rocket. We really don't need that much fuel for what it's worth, because all we need to do is just launch a rocket. That's the only thing that we need for the achievement. So yeah, check out the interior of this, by the way. It's one of the most complicated setups ever. Oh, yeah, there you go. Just going to be taking enough oxygen for a duplicant to not die for a little bit. But yeah, it's not going to be anything too fancy. We also need to pick somebody as our pilot for this. So sure, how about a cook? That's exactly who I would send into space if it were me. All right, Liara, you're the pilot. Cool. So we'll get this fueled up and we'll get Liara out of here and get the achievement here in just a second. Okay, opening our bunker doors. Let's get Liara out of here. Change our destination to one tile away. Oh, of course we're about to get hit by a meteor. That's great. So, yeah, we're going to get Liara out of here and begin our launch sequence as soon as possible. I think we don't even necessarily need the algae that we asked for, but we have plenty, so sure, whatever. There we go. Liara just needs to get in here, and we will be on our way, getting this achievement. And then we'll send her back and go back to our other achievements that we're going to be getting, and we'll talk about the next one we're going to shoot for. Come on, yay! I wonder when it actually gives it to you. Maybe when the rocket gets deleted? Because it, like, gets sent out to another tile? There we go. 2 achievements. What was the second one? Well, time to find out. Space race. Oh, and revealing 80% of the map. We apparently got it at the same time because we revealed some tiles with the rocket. Oh, I guess it reveals the whole thing. I guess if you have like a rocket on the outside, it reveals the whole surface. So that makes sense. Because you can see where it's not revealed in these little patches here. So yeah, 2 for 1. There you go. All right, let's get her back and we will have some celebration dinner later. Probably make a special mush bar for her or something. All right, there we go. Got the achievement. Oh, why does it still say I have another one? Didn't clear both alerts. All right, well, there we go. Let's close this back up, and we'll move on to the next achievement. The next one I'm going to go for is going to be a achievement for having duplicants do a certain number of tasks in a suit. So I'm basically going to force them to be in suits while they're out in the base. So I'm just going to rebuild their bedrooms really quickly so that they have to sleep in one area and then they have to pass a set of suits in order to get out into the rest of the base. And then just by doing that, they will get the achievement for us. So we'll build that out really quick. Well, I guess we got another achievement, which I wasn't even planning on. What is this? Oh, there we go. Blocked a meteor from hitting, so yeah, got that one. I guess we did plan on that one, but I didn't expect it to happen because I wasn't really paying attention. So there you go. Got hit by a meteor and blocked it and got an achievement for it. We're getting going. All right, just going to build out the bedrooms here so my duplicants can be in suits. By the way, you could just assign them to wear the suits, but I don't want them to be wearing them out too much and not being able to breathe if it's not filled up with oxygen. So I'll just set up some stations, and I guess also just be a little bit fancy. So yeah, we'll get that built out here in a sec. Okay, our setup is ready, at least for all of our suit banks and our new bedrooms. But we need to wait for these suits to fill up, otherwise we are going to have a lot of very inefficient dupes for a little while. So I just disabled the Atmo suit checkpoints, and we'll get them in their suits and working in that soon. There's probably another way we could do this, like make them go into a room to do something and then make them very idle afterwards, but I don't want to get into a pattern where I'm like forgetting who has done what and having to start those 10 days over, because the achievement is like you have to do this for 10 cycles in a row, which is, yeah, very easy to slip up and not have it done, so I figured we might as well just have some insurance there. Let's get another achievement while we are in the process of this. Let's do the get a room achievement. So we need a luxury barracks, a greenhouse, a recreation room, and a hospital. So we'll just go ahead and get those really quickly. We should have everything that we need for a greenhouse. All we should need to do is destroy one of these grooming stations and put a farm station in. If it's going to be too big, we can just shorten the room a little bit. So that'll be an easy one to do. Just get that done really quickly. The luxury barracks I was trying to do here, but it might be too big. Yeah, 76. So since we only need it for a minute, I don't know if there is a limit on... yeah, minimum height. Actually, one thing I want to test, let's see if this actually invalidates it, because if you have one thing that's 4, does that work? Or if this is all 3 tiles, does it invalidate the room? I don't know. But I'm going to try to get this this way. I don't think it should invalidate the room. As long as we have one that's 4, I think we should be fine. But I don't know. We'll find out. Alright, we need a recreation room. That one's pretty easy, so we can just go ahead and throw down some buildings here. Gonna start getting in, like, more of a grid pattern here, by the way. I'm gonna keep my arbor trees, just because the ethanol production has still been going, and we've gotten a good amount of use out of it, just as a, like, medium for transferring temperature, so I don't know. Well, I'm pretty okay with that. Recreation room, I think we just need a recreation building, and we need a decoration as far as I remember. So let's look at this. Yep, recreational building and a decor item. So I think this, I believe, counts as a recreation building. We can just disable it. And then the decoration, actually, we could knock out another achievement while we're at it. Let me give somebody the artwork skill, and they can create a masterpiece artwork for us, and we can get another achievement. So, Ren, you are now a master painter. There we go. Let's put in... it'd be funny if I don't actually have the research for this. Actually, I wonder if the sculpting block works. Let me check the achievement really quickly. Where is this? Here we go. Yeah, it is paint. I don't think I actually have that research, which is pretty funny. Yeah, we need to get that researched. Okay, so we'll probably have to do this in a couple of segments instead of just getting it all at once. So this would be our recreation room. We need a hospital, which a hospital has quite a few requirements. So let's look at this. Medical equipment, a toilet, mess table, and no industrial machinery. It can also be really small, so we could probably just tuck it like right here. This room is still going to be a little awkward because we have our nature reserve, which is not a nature reserve right now because I unbuilt so many things. We need to close this back off. Ah, go away. There we go. So yeah, something like this. But the hospital, I think if we have just a triage cot, that'll work. So let me grab this triage cot, throw it here. And then we need a toilet of some sort. I don't even think it needs to be hooked up, so let's go ahead and put that down. Then we need a mess table, so furniture. Where is this? Mess table. I know it's right in front of me and I can't see it. There we go. Okay, and then, let's see. This is in an annoying spot. Okay. Trying to see if there's another way we could do this. No, let's just put it somewhere else. Somewhere else it's going to fit a little bit better. I did take down this nature reserve. We don't really need it anymore. We'll be rebuilding all this stuff here anyway, so I'll get rid of that. We can just probably build the hospital here. What's the minimum size? 12 tiles. Okay, yeah, so it can be tiny. So yeah, just going to throw in that, throw in a mess table, and then throw in a triage cot, and I think we should be fine for this being considered a hospital. There. Just repurposing rooms left and right. So if we add the decor item in here, we need our research to be done. Let me disable this so that my duplicants aren't using it. There we go. Let's check our list here. Actually, let's see if this worked. It is now 65 tiles. Someone build this. Come on, we need answers. At least we'll be able to see that here really quickly. Taking an editing break for something that small seems really silly. Sean, just build the one thing. Stop trying to be efficient. Alright, let's see what this did. Yeah, okay, luxury barracks. Cool. So that does work. You just need one of them that's 4 tiles tall. That's pretty funny. Alright, let's check here really quickly. Yeah, greenhouse, recreation room. We need to wait for the painting, so we'll get 2 at once with that one. The greenhouse we can go ahead and chuck down here. We just need the stations. Farm stations. I don't think anything in here will cause a problem, if I'm remembering right. Let's take a look at this really quickly. Greenhouse. Yeah, just a farm station and a room of a decent size. So there you go. Greenhouse. Yay. We'll switch that back after we get the achievement. So yeah, now we just need the research, and we're going to get 2 achievements at once we have... I don't remember who it was. Whoever it is, Ren, finish the painting. Alright, another thing we're going to be doing is curing a duplicant of a disease. And as far as I know, slime lung is the only one that can be done this way, but I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember the last time I actually cured a disease on a duplicant. It was probably back when this actually mattered, like the germ system could wind up killing people if it wasn't addressed. But what we're going to do is just purposefully expose our duplicants to a whole bunch of slime lung. I'm just going to have them dig around in here, and this will be the one time where I really don't care if they get slime lung. In fact, I'm kind of encouraging it. So we're going to have duplicants come over here and kind of mine this out. Make a big mess. I'm going to make the slime not be taken back to the bin that it's in right now, and I'll actually just move it over somewhere so that it starts gassing off and making a big mess. We'll come back and deal with this later. This is going to be a little bit of a problem for right now, but I don't care that much since sickness is really just an inconvenience unless you are really at the beginning of this super hard run. But yeah, I want my duplicants to get exposed. I need somebody... Oh, here we go. Looks like we just got our other 2 achievements, by the way. I need somebody to get slime lung, and then I will be producing the supplies in order to fix them. So let's get some medical packs. Sure. Yeah, can't remember the last time I did this. Let's mess around. Whoa, this takes a sun nymph egg. Yeah, no. Why? I guess this is for zombie spores. That makes sense, but you probably really shouldn't ever get in that situation in the first place. Okay, so Ren finished the picture of Quinn riding a gassy moo, which is definitely a masterpiece, I gotta say. Let's collect our achievements. Get a room. Art underground. Yes. Alright, so we're going to do the They Got Better achievement. We will be doing the job suitability. I'm going to try to get this easy living done, but I just don't think I have enough metal to push this right now, so we might have to wait. I don't think we can get anything else, at least not within the scope of this video right now. Yeah, we won't have enough for morale and to keep somebody out there for long enough. Don't have access to beta hives yet. Radbolts have traveled, but definitely not that far. We will start running some Radbolt-based rockets. That will help us out with that one. Yeah, Conquest. Yeah, we could... I mean, we're not going to be using the teleporter until we actually land on the other planet, so definitely don't want to do that yet. Yeah, I think that's going to probably be it. I guess that's about all we can do for right now. We don't have super coolant to do this one, and I'm not going to use the like exploity thing to condense hydrogen down into a liquid by abusing the like small packet system to do that. So yeah, let's see. Travel by transit tube. Yeah, there's not a whole lot that we could do right now. We could do power generators, but I don't even know if I have the right generators up right now. We don't have any hydrogen generators. We probably can't just do that on a whim. So yeah, let me see where our volcano is right now and see if we're anywhere close. But I don't think that we have enough metal to do all the loading tasks. there's not actually that much to do because this already loads it for us. And I guess I could just have my duplicants not do anything because this getting loaded with sand ought to help. I don't know. We'll just get that one eventually as we get more metal. But for right now, I'm not too worried. Okay, so then I guess we are just going to be waiting for... Oh, why did this not go away? We're just going to be waiting for the suits to get filled up, and then for 10 cycles in a row, we're going to do this job and have them run around and do stuff while wearing their suits. If we do get a duplicate curative slime lung, then we will get that achievement, but I think that'll probably about do it for this video. We just need duplicates to get sick. Get slime lung. Ah, why are you so healthy? You need to be more sick. So I totally forgot that we were revealing something down here, and we found a copper volcano. So that is very useful, and we will take it reasonably soon. It's just so far away. So building down here is going to take forever. I mean, we do need refined metals, but our cobalt volcano has already put out a lot. And we have gotten a lot of use out of it. It's a lot! There's only 11 kilograms here. But I've been using it all over the place, considering it's basically free right now. So I've upgraded a bunch of power lines, and anywhere else that needs refined metal, I've just used cobalt until it's spent all the way down to 0. So, yeah. They are very strong, very useful. I don't know when I'm going to be taking this, but I do want it. At least it's dormant right now, so I don't feel too bad for ignoring it. But, yeah, I guess I totally forgot about that. In the meantime, while we wait for someone to get sick and cure their disease, I'm going to do a little bit more cleanup here. Let me also explain the changes that I'm making to the base. I'm adding a column right here because we will eventually want transit tubes. I don't have enough plastic for it right now, but I do need the space all reserved, so I kind of bumped everything over one tile as I've been rebuilding and restructuring all this. This area is probably going to be restructured next. I also need to get a better battery setup. We're still using these 3 smart batteries, but we should be using the rocket batteries by now. So now that we have this, I think I will just start setting up the rocket batteries now. And I'm going to put them kind of out of the way since they don't really do anything other than just store power. I don't need my duplicates to be over there at all. So I guess I'll set it up like somewhere kind of far, but at least still close to my main power line. So let me see, where does this go right now actually? I don't remember why this is going over here. Oh, for a steam turbine, of course. Okay, I guess we could just set it up like right here and get the whole like tower of rocket batteries up here so we can store a whole bunch of power and get rid of the... Hey, someone has slime lung! Yay! Troubles coming through clutch. Alright. So we do have everything set up, and this should, I think, deal with the slime lung as far as I know. So, yeah. Troubles, get in there. Come on, high priority. Go rest. Stop being productive. Alright, well, we'll keep an eye on that, but in the meantime, I'm going to be building out our rocket batteries. Alright, Stinky is officially the least credible doctor, as he is here curing troubles of slime lung while looking horrible. He clearly has this awful radiation sickness, and he's wearing a farmer's hat. I don't know that I'd trust him, but it looks like it worked because we got the achievement, so there we go. We cured troubles of slime lung. Yay! Okay, still waiting on these suits to get all filled up, but once we get them, we will go ahead and get that last achievement. But there's going to be a lot of builds going on in the meantime. Have started the rocket battery setup right here, but yeah, I'll just kind of do what we've been doing for the rest of this video and just kind of showing the progress on the builds that are going on in the meantime. So yeah, we'll just kind of go into a section for that for a little while. Okay, Suits are full, so we're going to start mandating that everybody is wearing suits while they're running around. I also need to make sure there aren't any other stations that have suits, so they don't accidentally take them off when they're doing stuff, so that all the suits return back to here. Because the problem with this is that if anybody goes into one of these bedrooms, they drop their suit off, but you could get duplicates get stuck in here, so we'll have to pay attention to that. But this is now enabled, so we are making progress towards getting duplicates in suits and getting that achievement. All the other random construction projects I'm going to mention at the end of this video here really quickly, so we can kind of do a before and after on the base, but just from a glance here, you can see quite a bit has changed. But we'll cover it in a lot more detail here at the end, and once we get those last achievement. I might be able to squeeze out a second one if we can get the auto sweeper delivery achievement done. Trying to add a little bit more here and there as I'm getting some more metal accessible. So, yeah, I actually wonder if we've made any progress with that. Nope. Alright, so we'll see if we can get some progress on that too. Alright, we have an achievement, and we are also struggling with one of these, so... Did get the easy living achievement, just having auto sweepers deliver more things than duplicates, which I wasn't 100% sure if we'd be able to do in this episode, but... Seems like we got it. The job suitability, though, is really confusing me because I have had this running for quite a while and duplicates have all been in suits. I have disabled all the other checkpoints, which were here and here. They've always been in their suits. They've been running around doing stuff, but it just will not count one or two of the duplicates. And I can't figure out why. So here's what I'm going to do to investigate. Alright, let's see who's in here. Hassan? Okay, you're allowed out. Let me figure out what actually counts as an errand. This is so silly because the text here says, and this is how I figure that it works, have every duplicate in the colony complete at least one errand while wearing an exosuit. So Hassan's going to run out here. He's going to put an exosuit on. Thus far, I'm pretty sure he has not done anything that counts yet. Nope, 0 out of 12. Where is Hassan going? He's going to supply construction. So let's see if supplying construction counts. It doesn't say that, but the whole current errand is this thing. So I figure that's what they mean by it. So he built a tile. I think he supplied a tile and built a tile. Does that count? Yes. Okay, so Hassan, you're good. Go back home. We're just going to do this one at a time until we actually figure out what's going on. But something here is not... I'm not going to put all this on camera because this is going to be very exhaustive, but I don't get what the deal is with this achievement. It's like it's not counting some duplicates that do certain actions. I also do have one duplicate that can't build, so if building is the only thing that counts, then that's going to be a big problem. But I don't understand why it says errands and they've been around doing stuff that doesn't count, so I don't know. Whatever. Fix this achievement. Boo! Okay, I think I found the culprit here. As far as I can tell, ranching, or more specifically, grooming a critter, does not count as an errand, which... That's great. Nice of them to tell me that. So, what I think I can do is... Let me get him to stop doing this, and let's see if this counts it. So he's going to... What, mop the floor? Or he's not going to do anything, because he's going to sleep. Maybe that's what the problem is? I don't know. Because I don't know why it would arbitrarily not count ranching, but it does count cooking something as an errand, because Liera had gotten hers done this cycle. Don't want you to ranch. I want you to go dig something. There we go. Come on. There we go. Okay, that should have gotten it. Yes. Okay, so I think it's ranching. So I think what we can do... I've already tried to clear out all their priorities as much as possible, but apparently ranching is the problematic one. I don't know if harvesting something counts too, but maybe that's what the deal was. I could probably just create a construction project and have them really heavily prioritize it, but keeping track of 12 duplicates and making sure that they all do at least one errand is really a pain. But yeah, this... That's got to be fixed. I don't know why that doesn't count as doing an errand, because some duplicates, that's pretty much all they do. So, I don't know. We'll get this done. Okay, I think we got it. Finally. So, we have got job suitability. There we go. For whatever reason, it still says only 10 out of 12 did it this cycle. I swear this is still not tracking correctly, but whatever. It gave it to me, so I guess it's happy now. Alright, we got a lot this run, so cool. And I think that's all we can get right this second without doing something silly like taking 8 more duplicates when we're totally not ready to do it. So, yeah, I think we're good. So, I'm going to do one more thing for this video. Well, I guess a couple. For one, we need to get rid of all these suits. So, I guess as people start coming back, I'll probably have to take them all off individually now that I'm thinking about this. Or, I could just build a door on the other end that's the direction that they go out. Yeah, I'll just do that. Let's say they can't go out this way, they have to go out the other way. But then it's going to deconstruct it. I don't know. This is weird. No, this should be fine. Okay, yeah, we'll figure it out. Anyway, what I'm going to do for the last couple things is we're going to rebuild these bedrooms so that I can do a quick overview of how the base has changed. And also, I'm going to get us started on finding the next asteroid. We could just look at the teleporter and get it that way, but since we're making it hard on ourselves, let's just have to look for it first, and then we will fly a mission there as the last thing that we do for this video. Since we didn't have like a big, exciting build this time, that'll be our exciting adventure, is sending duplicates off and getting to the other asteroid. So yeah, that'll be interesting. Let me build out the rest of their bedrooms here really quickly, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, friends, our achievement bonanza and our base rebuild, I think, are pretty much complete, which means that we're probably good to leave this asteroid and just kind of leave some duplicates behind to take care of things on their own, which is one of the biggest ways that Spaced Out can tax you. So we're going to be busy colonizing and building on some other asteroids, but back home we need to make sure everything is very stable, that we can trust our duplicates to not get in too much trouble. So yeah, we should be good. So, let's actually go... Let me do this first. Let's do a quick zoom out of our before and after. There we go. You can kind of do a fancy transition between the two of them, so you can see how much has changed within the scope of this video. And we'll kind of run through those changes really fast. I'll explain some of this stuff since I didn't explain it while it was being built out. I have talked about it in other videos, and some of it's kind of self-explanatory, but yeah, we'll run through it here really quickly. So, first of all, let's talk about our rebuilt Great Hall. I've built many versions of this before, but the basics are that you have a little food storage area that's immersed in chlorine, so that if there's any germs on your food, it'll get killed. The duplicates can reach through this little like piece of water right here to grab the food out, and then they can go eat it. There's a bunch of sinks leading into the Great Hall, so duplicates have to wash their hands before they come in, if they happen to have any germs on their hands, which is not super likely, but it is possible. So they'll have to enter this side, and they'll have to leave on the other side when they're ready to eat their food. All the individual bedrooms we have up here, so they should all give them a nice morale bonus from that. All of our morale should be rather high, because our food quality has also increased over time. So we've got all that done. Our Dreco chamber hasn't really changed that much, but it has kind of settled a little bit. The hydrogen is down in the areas that I really wanted it to be, so we're getting good scale growth on everything, and we're getting a lot of plastic and reed fibers out of this. Oh, and also a lot of barbecue. So our food situation is very comfortable right now. I did dig up a bunch of the grub fruit that was being produced, only because we don't have a renewable source of sulfur, and it has stopped flowing from this area, which means that none of it has been swept up here. So rather than having my duplicates run around and keep growing this, I just told them to stop. So this is kind of just a dormant area. I may start growing mealwood or something like that. We do eventually need to get up to 20 duplicates, so I may reuse that when it's time to feed more. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. You can see all of our pips are gone. We only have a couple of cuddle pips now. So the one that I showed getting killed there was the very last one that we had ranched. So all of our ranching area is totally gone, has been replaced with a nature reserve, and then I still do have a small room with these cuddle pips because they are helpful if we need to get some more eggs out, and, you know, having a couple of them for the stress reduction and that kind of stuff probably isn't a bad idea anyway. And then we need to leave this central area for this nature reserve, which has really been stabilizing the morale as well. That was a sideways hug. I've never seen that before. So, yeah. The other thing is I really spaced out our food a lot more just so that we can get auto sweepers in here eventually when we have the metal for everything. This will all be automated at some point, so I won't have to pay attention to it as much anymore. Speaking of which, I have stopped bringing more shine bugs in here. Not because I really meant to, I just haven't been paying enough attention to it. So I guess I'll pull in a handful more. We'll eventually automate something so that we make sure that there are more shine bugs that we could grab out of here. But yeah, this reactor is still totally out of control in terms of how big it is. Finding a new shine bug in this mess is really an adventure. You just kind of click around until you find one that looks pretty young so that it can produce a lot of eggs for you. There we go, there's another one. That's probably fine. We don't need to do all this on camera. The rest of this stuff is pretty much the same. Got rid of our ethanol production area. I did move down our gas reservoirs a little bit from where they were originally built just because they're not that important to be all centralized, so I just got them out of the way so we could expand our food. But yeah, plenty more... Oh, I also moved our water tank over a little bit. Plenty more room to expand our food as our colony grows as well, so no real concern there. Also, we did a lot of mining down here when we were in that phase of getting the achievement that requires 10 cycles of a duplicate doing something in a suit. So I figured if they're already in their suits, they might as well go mine out all the hot areas that we can to force that to be done. So yeah, lots of stuff happening. This is also starting to erupt, and the temperature balance isn't that great. I'm not super happy with how well these two are mixing. So I may need to do a little bit more to cool this down. Maybe send it through an aqua tuner once before we actually send it over to our blossoms. It's still okay for right now, but this has been steadily rising over time, which is not quite what I want. So not unhappy with it, but it's also not perfect. I've also left a handful of arbor trees in here, and I'm not harvesting them anymore, just so that we can continue ethanol production if we need more liquids for some reason. Again, I like the ethanol only for the sake of we can feed all of our water to our food, and the rest of it, if we need liquids to exchange temperatures for stuff like this, we can save it for that. Oh, by the way, I did get the huge battery bank up, so there you go. There's that. Oh, and our bathrooms and stuff like that got moved over to their own little spot, so they don't have that awkward route through to get to the bathroom. So, yeah, just a one-way thing here for the bathrooms to make sure that they wash their hands before they leave. Thanks, Abe and Ren, modeling this out for us. I appreciate that. So there you go. This is kind of what a more later game base looks like at this point. So I just wanted to kind of show that, as that's kind of the main point of this video. But the thing that I said in the last video was that we were going to get in space and we were going to head to the other asteroid, and we're still going to do that. So we need to build out a very complicated interior. Just kidding, this is all we're going to be building because we are going to do something very foolish, and we are going to get close to the asteroid, and then we are going to abandon ship and just land on it with our duplicates. This is not really advised, but why not take a huge risk while we're at it? So I need to grab some food and destroy our rocket over top of the planet. Let's say we want, I don't know, 50 kilograms of gristleberries. We'll load this up. I'll select my crew, and we will get out of here, and we will destroy the rocket once we get there. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. Let me at least get them in here first, and then we will blast off, and then we'll destroy the ship. Alright, let's begin our unnecessarily risky journey to the other asteroid. So I'm going to be taking 4 duplicates. One of them is a pilot. Obviously, the one with the chef's hat is the pilot. How else would you denote that? Alright, let's get them off to the other asteroid, which is always an awkward endeavor. Click this, change destination. We're going to go right here. Yeah, that should be fine. And here we go. We'll just get this rocket out of here, and let's see how long it's going to take for them to actually get there. Once they get there, we're just going to put their suits on and abandon ship, and we'll see what we can do with this in the next video. How long is this going to take? Come on. 0.4 cycles. Okay. So how about this? When we get there, in the next video, we will destroy this rocket and crash land on the other asteroid. I have no idea how this is going to go. I have not tried this before. I haven't even seen the surface of this yet. So we will see what happens with these 4 in the next video. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. I have no idea when it's going to be out because I have no idea how this is going to go. So I'll see you soon.